Hi everyone, it is Brianna Wilkerson here from Made Well. I thought I turned off that fan. Anyways, sorry if it's going to distract you. And so I am here just to kind of say welcome to the new people who have joined, and many people have joined in order to do the Whole30. They're really excited, and I'm really excited. I'm actually on, was it day 19? So I think I have 11 left to go. And by this point, trust me, it's not too difficult. You're kind of just going with the flow. Actually, it's difficult the last 5 days just because you're like, am I done already? But you need to do it the whole time to reset, okay? And so I am just jumping in. Sorry, I thought I turned that off. Yes, welcome everyone. And, you know, I understand not everyone in this group is going to do Whole30 because maybe it's not what you need and maybe it actually isn't a good time. And that's fine. But why I'm trying to have the challenge in this group is because regardless of if you're doing the Whole30 or not, there are still a lot of good principles that you can apply to your life. So typically on a good day and a good stream of things, my husband and I will actually eat mainly Whole30 paleo-like throughout the week, and then once a week we have our treat, right? Which is definitely not Whole30 or paleo, right? So that's kind of just the idea of having it in the group, is that we can all learn together and move forward in some way. There are going to be some people who are going to do the real strict Whole30 reset, and there are going to be some people who maybe just like, that's a great idea, I want to start implementing that one thing. Hi, whoever joined me, you can feel free to say hi. Hopefully I can see when you say hi. Yes, and so in order to get us started, I just wanted to, there are so many resources that I can share with you, and I don't really want to overwhelm you in one given time, so I really wanted to just focus the next kind of 3 weeks just introducing a little bit of how to prepare. And so some of these resources, and I'll post the link when I'm done, is just straight from the Whole30 website. You go to the Whole30.com and get the downloads, and it talks about the program rules. So basic, what is the Whole30 reset? And recently in their latest book, Food Freedom Forever, they kind of talk about different types of resets, and it's just modified. Basically, if you want to specifically conquer sugar cravings, you might actually even include less things than Whole30 has, right? The regular elimination diet. And I'm going to talk about a little bit about what are each of those types of resets next week. I'm going to definitely do a video about it, probably a longer training, because you want to fit the one that works for you, and I don't want to overwhelm you with a bunch of text, so I will definitely come in and do a training on it. And also, so some of the downloads will also talk about, there's a shopping list. Like if you just were like, I don't really want to do meals, I'm the type of person that I just like to throw things together. The type of foods that when you go, you know that you can have, like the types of, you know, veggies and fruits that are just some good ideas. And just because it's on that list doesn't mean you can't have it. Then there's another cheat sheet called an additive cheat sheet, because this is another key thing that I love about the Whole30, is learning to read your ingredients and learning to really see what is on the labels and the foods that you're eating, because sometimes you may be like, oh, it's apple juice. But did you know that they might have added sugar in that apple juice, right? So that's just an example. So you learn to really start being empowered to read what's in an actual food. And a lot of these preservatives and additives are actually what cause many of us health issues that we're totally unaware of, right? And then, so another helpful guideline that Whole30 has is their meal template. Roughly, like, it's very visual. Say if you want to say, okay, how much meat should I have, like a open palm full, how much nuts should I have, a closed handful. So it's just very basic, so that way you don't feel overwhelmed, like I need to measure everything. That's kind of for people in their later goals, like you can do, you know, what you call counting your macros, weighing your food. But for right now, I really just want to get people understanding to eat the right types of foods, because it will change so much about your life. And then they also have like a pantry stocking guide, so what things you should just always have in your pantry, so you're never like wondering, and you know, like, shoot, I only have canola oil. Well, like, you know, you need to stock up some coconut oil, right? Another guide, sneaky guide to sugars, because trust me, sugar has multiple names, right? So obviously artificial sweeteners are out of the question. We don't want those on Whole30 and in life. They're probably actually worse for you. Sorry, I want to bring up some of the sneaky sugars. And taking a while, but some examples would be like any sugar like that has even alcohol, like fermented sugar. Definitely no honey, no maple syrup, no none of that, because although that's natural, that's more so for the paleo diet because it's more natural. You want to cut out sugar because you want to reset your cravings and your relationship with food, and you want your body to learn to run on fat, not sugar. So some other names for sugar: dextrose, lactose, maltose, sucrose, saccharose, glycol. And anyways, if you're eating whole foods, most likely they won't have this in there. But the rare occasions where you're getting like coconut milk or something like that, you want to be able to identify these things. And then there's some other helpful guidelines like dining out, like just a guide like, okay, I'm going to go out and eat. What roughly should I do? And Nicole Krantz and I, a really good friend and fitness coach at CrossFit, came in, and I put together a couple little guides that we use in our Whole30 around different restaurants here in Cayman that you can eat out with, as well as just different product names that are helpful, like what type of coconut milk. So between Jody asks, so between the paleo diet and Whole30, which one do you like more? They're pretty much the same. The only difference is for Whole30, you don't really include a lot of sugar. You don't really include, like paleo would say you can eat bacon. Whole30 says you can eat bacon, but you want to make sure it's the best quality. I like both, and I think Whole30 is paleo, in my opinion, when you're doing it just like the meat, the carbs, and the veggies. So I actually think I like Whole30 more because it really it helps you eat cleaner. More so throughout. And mind you, you don't have to always eat like this. It's good to just do the reset though, right? The Whole30 reset for 30 days. And then you can be like, okay, well, this suits me better and so forth. So I prefer Whole30, but it is pretty much paleo anyways, just a little stricter. It's a good question. And then one of the other guidelines that they have checklist is non-scale victories. And we talked about that this week in this group, the fact that it is not just about your weight at all. Like that will change, your inches will change, but it's about non-scale victories. Like, do you have more energy? Do you have less inflammation? Samantha, who's in this group, is on her day 15, 16, 17 of Whole30, and she just was saying like the pain that she had from just different cases, different things in her body, and the inflammation has gone down, and she's feeling a lot more energetic and less fatigued. Trust me, that's a big deal for her, right? And so that just shows you when you switch your foods, it can change so much. I've known people who've cleared up their skin solutions because it was actually foods they were eating that were causing different things. I've heard of people who maybe actually came off some medication, not to say that will happen, but some people it was caused by the lack of the foods, right? So there are so many victories that you can have on Whole30 that it's good to actually go to this checklist and see which ones do you want to try to accomplish. And then they have some specialty shopping lists. So someone asked me earlier this morning, she eats mainly fish and seafood, and whether or not she can still do the Whole30. Absolutely. She would use that as her main protein source. And so they have specialties for different people in different scenarios. So if you are more of an autoimmune protocol, meaning you are fighting against autoimmune diseases like celiac or Hashimoto's, you are excluding even more things, even natural things that just tend to cause an inflammation for your body type. And so you get rid of stuff like eggs and nightshades. Yes, Jody, you don't have gluten on Whole30. We're getting rid of that. Gluten is the source of a lot of main health issues. But just because wheat and grains and gluten is just not what it used to be. A lot of it's genetically modified. And so, yeah, you do. But even though you're gluten-free, you don't go buy gluten-free packaged stuff, because that's another thing. Everyone thinks gluten-free is better. It's not always better. In the sense, like, some cookies you can buy that say gluten-free, well, what's in them? Okay, so why do they still taste good? There's still something in them, right? So, but yes, in Whole30, we don't have any gluten, wheat, grain, bread, rice, none of that. And then there's also some people who maybe be struggling with histamine issues, and so there's a shopping list for you. If you're vegetarian or vegan, there's a shopping list. So this is a really great, helpful thing that 2 weeks before we start this, I would think it's really good for you to go through this and just kind of choose which one suits me best. And then next week we'll talk about the different types of resets that you can do, and tweaking it a little more using some of these guidelines. Okay, so that is some resources for you guys. If you haven't signed up for the challenge yet, definitely go to the pin post and just enter your name and your email. And even if you don't feel like you can do it yet, but you just want to kind of join in and learn with us, still join. You'll have the resources for later. And if you are interested in the one-on-one coaching part, that's going fast, and I didn't really realize that. A lot of people have been telling me that they really want to do this with one-on-one, so you need to let me know ASAP if you want to do the one-on-one coaching, where you will have 2 45-minute coaching sessions with me in the beginning and the end, so to prepare you, then help reintroduce you. Then during the 30 days, you will get the daily emails that I'll send to everyone, but also you will get one-on-one support. Like if you come and ask me specifically a question, I'll help you. If you well, anyone can do that, but say like you want me to track your food journal, like that is part of the one-on-one paid coaching portion of this challenge. All right, so if you are interested, you need to let me know ASAP. Okay, and so that's it from me. I'm excited. I'm on day 19 now, but let me tell you, by this end, you are like, whoo, just want a brownie. I'm gonna say it. I just want a brownie, just because I like chocolate, but that's fine. I'm okay. I'll hold out till 11 more days. But yes, if you guys have any questions at all, please let me know. And feel free to invite people to the group. And feel free to share the challenge link on your profile or anything that, will get the word out there. I just think the more people that's doing it, the better. We have more feedback, more recipe ideas, and so forth. So I'm excited. Jody, are you doing it with us? Maybe? Hope so. If not, you can, well, you're still here. You can still help out. So yes, love you guys, and hope you have a great Friday and great weekend ahead. And please let me know if you have any questions. All right, bye.